Joining me now, I have retired U.S. Air Force General Charles Wald, former Deputy Commander of U.S. European Command. General, always good to see you, sir. I'm curious what you make of this one-page memorandum that Iran is now reviewing. 14 points. How do you weigh the offer that's now on the table?
I've read it all, and I think it's an excellent offer. I think the key would be verification. People on the ground that could verify what the Iranians are doing with their nuclear program. But I think all in all, it's a good offer, and I think the Iranians would be smart to take it. I think they're in deep trouble economically, and their people aren't happy.
Yeah. To my team, if I could pop up those points once again so that people at home could see it. Talk to me about this 12 to 15-year moratorium, sir, on uranium enrichment. And if you look at the second bullet point there, Iran can enrich to 3.67% after the moratorium. Maybe a good start, but is that good enough? It's certainly not forever, sir.
Well, I don't know about you, but 15 years seems like a pretty long time. So I think if we get a 15-year guarantee for the U.S. military, we're not going to leave the region, by the way, because we have to stay there to protect our allies, both the Israelis and the GCC. But I would jump at a 15-year plan.
Okay. What does President Trump mean by there's not a deadline? Because yesterday morning we were told that Iran had 48 hours to respond to this. So that leaves about 24 hours left. But the president from the White House yesterday said there's never a deadline. What do you make of that rhetoric? And what does that mean for how long this can continue to drag on?
I make that to be that we are in the driver's seat from the standpoint of negotiations. We have leverage from the standpoint of the threat to the Iranians. I know they must be nervous that we're going to restrike them again. Mm-hmm. So I think it says that President Trump feels comfortable he's in the driver's seat on this.
If we do restrike and kinetic fighting restarts back up, we've heard the Pentagon reiterate this, the White House reiterate that we've destroyed their naval capabilities, their air force is gone, no leaders, no radars. What do you think their remaining capabilities are right now, sir?
I would go after any missile capability they have left, either to have missiles that are existing or to build missiles through an industrial base. I would go after any air defenses they would put in. I'd go after any command and control for their military they would put in, and any other target along the Straits of Hormuz that could threaten shipping.
Looking forward now, President Trump set to meet with Xi Jinping in Beijing next week. What would you like the president's messaging to sound like to China, especially if Iran ends up rejecting this deal that's on the table?
Well, I'm not in the cabinet, but what I would prefer we do is talk to China and say we should be partners on this from the standpoint of assured flow of oil out of the region. It's just as important matter of fact, it's way more important for China to have the oil than it is for us. So I think the offer would be that we'll ensure that you have oil and you help us with the Iranians and don't send them any weapons.
And before then, we'll see if we get some sort of answer from Iran here in the next 24 hours or so. General Charles Wald, as always, a privilege, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Marky.